We would like to welcome you to the Source Energy Collective YouTube channel. This is a collective space for tarot and intuitive insight, investigative conversations, roundtable discussions, and meditations. So without further ado, let's move into today's conversation. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Source Energy Collective and Readings with Bree and Diane. What is your channel called?
It's my channel is called The Resolution, but it's spelled like SOUL.
Yeah.
So, and my channel is like mostly geared towards empaths.
Yes.
And like honestly, the reason why I started doing this work is because I think that in my opinion, it's time for the empaths to rise. For a long time, the conversations have always been about empaths being like, or the conversations about empaths has always been about like trauma and like how to protect yourself and how to shield yourself and how to survive in the world. And yes, all that matters, but I think we're entering a time where empaths are being called to do something bigger than just surviving and just being in a constant healing loop, which is what most empaths end up being in, right? They don't feel like they're being healed because they're carrying so much of the collective and so much of the everybody else's. So in order to heal themselves and get to their core, it's very difficult to get there because you've got so much stuff that you're carrying, and if you don't know if you're not trained and you don't know how to work through that, then you never really get to the core. So nobody ever thinks if you're an empath, you're just always going to be healing, because when are you going to heal yourself? Right?
Right.
Yeah.
That is such important work for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad you're doing it too, because there are so many empaths, and I love how you just prefaced it. Before I start talking, because I'm very extroverted, I'll go off on a tangent. Let's welcome Bree in Readings with Bree. Brianne, right? What's your channel called?
Yeah,
Readings
it's
with Bree.
yeah, it's Readings with Bree. So thank you, ladies, for having me. It's so nice to be able to get to meet you, Diane, as well. And I'm really excited to dive into your channel and look at some of your work as well. But yeah, I mean, I have a Readings with Bree. I mean, I absolutely love, I do tarot reading, crystal ball reading. I have a deep love for numerology, Chinese astrology. So I've kind of had my hands into multiple different things over the years, but I've been more professionally doing tarot reading and also like the Bazi with Chinese astrology and Feng Shui. So it's been quite a beautiful adventure, and I just feel like over the years too. I like how you were talking about with the empath, Diane, too, because over the years I've just been such a sensitive and emotional person, and it just get to a point too where it's so nice to be able to connect with other people and help them on their journey. So I'm so grateful. I've had such an amazing adventure, and it's so nice to be able to meet lovely souls like you and connect with them. So yeah.
Yay.
Yesterday, I was talking with Bree and also I think with Diane, and I was saying, I don't know, let's just kind of let spirit lead us. And it's the divine feminine getting together and just chatting about what we do for the world, or service work that we do for the world. And also, I know, Diane, you have a workshop coming up, right? Did you want to talk
Yeah.
about
Sure. It's called From Emotional Survival to Sovereign Empathy.
that?
So the shift is about like learning that empathy isn't a weakness, and sensitivity isn't really like a disorder, so to speak. It's actually a deep form of perception. And, empaths can feel so much like truth and emotion in ways that other people often miss. And if we're not, if they're, if, I'm finding that if empaths aren't empowered and they're not feeling that, they're just feeling discouraged and bogged down and exhausted and have body pains, because they're holding on to all of this emotion and they don't know. you know, what it is. So it's really just about, it's just the beginning of the long journey, but I felt called. I have a lot of interest in people that want to do this free workshop. So it's going to be on March 15th at 10 a.m. I'll post a link on my channel if you want to go to my channel.
I'll post the link down on here for both your guys' channels. Okay. And then I'll also, if you want to shoot me a link, I can post that link, whatever you guys want me to do, for sure.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. It's not going to be about like fixing, because that's not what I do. I about like helping reclaim their nervous systems, their boundaries, their power, so that their sensitivity becomes something they can actually stand inside of. So
I'm excited for it. I definitely want to check it out.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like, what is she gonna do? What is she gonna teach people, right?
Yeah,
so I'm really excited
there's
to
so
learn
much. I'm like, where do I even start? But I've been, from like a lot of the comments that I get on my channel, I have a good idea of where I'm going to begin with these workshops. So, yeah.
And how do people sign up? Is it just over Zoom, or do
Yeah,
they?
so there'll be a link, and then you'll just click on the link, and then you'll get an email with the link to the workshop of when the workshop starts. So,
and when do you have a date that it's going to be starting?
March 15th.
March
15th, yeah, at 10 a.m. So it's Sunday morning.
Oh.
So you can have a little coffee. It's an hour, just over an hour long. Yeah.
I have a quick question. Are you going to be recording it? If like, is there a availability to watch it, or like?
Yeah. I'll have a replay for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. So all you guys over here, check out Diane's channel. I'll have the link below. There's an exciting workshop coming up that I think will help a lot of people, because I feel like a lot of people that walk on this journey, you know, many of us are empaths. Many of us are very sensitive. I'm with two very amazing, like I know Bree, you're very sensitive to other people's emotions, right? And Diane, I met Diane at the lash salon I used to work at in Vancouver, and I immediately like knew there was something special about this girl. I think like you told me that you were a medium at that point.
Yeah.
And I think I told you, oh yeah, I'm an empath.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know, like for me growing up and having this ability, I guess you could call it, of feeling other people's feelings and then wanting to fix other people's feelings, and kind of sometimes stepping over boundaries because you want to fix so much that it was just so little, right? And then you're like, oh, I know, I can feel like you're upset, and then they don't like it. And then they're like, no, I'm fine. So then it starts you doubting your own self, right? But the funny thing is, now that I've kind of healed all that and learned that it's not my feelings that I'm picking up, it's other people's feelings that I'm picking up, with my clair senses opening up. The funniest thing, Diane, is that what I didn't know before and what didn't fit and was hard for me before was being so empathic and being intuitive with other people is now my greatest strength. When I go into the Akashic records, I feel the person's feelings that I'm reading. When we go on to the projected journey, right? I feel all the things, that has become my intuition expanded. So it's not a detriment at all. It may feel like that in the beginning when you don't really know what's going on, right?
Well, I'll just say what I've seen happening as I'm not sure where you guys are at in this sort of like worldview, but as the old systems are okay, so as the old systems are crumbling, right? What's going to happen is that as empaths, as there's so many that are walking the earth right now, that when the system starts to rebuild, the empaths already know. We know the truth. We know when somebody's lying. We know when somebody's being deceitful. You know, we have all of this, superpower inside of us. And instead of using this like trauma informed view of, as you were saying, like sometimes it's a curse and sometimes it's a blessing, but as things are coming down, the empaths are going to come up in order to make sure that everything stays in order, if you know what I'm saying. So that's sort of like where I was channeled to start doing this work, is to help like show people, even people who became an empath through fire, they've gone through like a really freaking shitty life, and that's how they got their empath power. What I'm trying to say is that was your training ground. You chose a hard training ground. You chose a difficult path so that you can be this powerful person now, to be able to help guide the world into the ascension, right? So it's really exciting work to be a part of.
What is it we always say, Bree? It's through the darkness that you get the greatest expansion.
Exactly. When we explore those resistances, it's like, wow, there's so much growth here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's incredible because that's something I've struggled with, and I always thought I was like, oh, like what's wrong with me? Because I cry so easy, like I feel people so much, and even through school, and even now, I could be in a crowd, watching my daughter play hockey, and all of a sudden I'm just like crying, but there's nothing, like I'm not sad, there's nothing going on, but I'm just feeling like this intensity, and I guess that's how I'm purging and releasing. But it's been something that I've definitely had to learn to work with. So I'm always curious to hear your perspective on what you have to say about that. That's really interesting to hear you ladies talk about that.
And what did I tell you when you were like, oh my God, I'm crying? I'm like, no, that's your superpower.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, as I think we're on this journey and we're learning more and digging more and looking into those resistances, it's like, wow, this is something that is really beautiful, and I can use this to help others as well and empower myself too, right? So it's pretty cool as we learn and grow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is so awesome that we're coming together, because I know, like, with all these different healing techniques, I know Bree does Reiki and all these energetic and QHHT too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's all interlinked, like what Diane's doing with the empaths and then what you're doing with your clients and healing the energy body. It's all interlinked for the expansion of the new earth.
Yes.
And as the earth expands, we expand, and we actually add to the energies, the collective energy of the earth's ability to expand. So it's beautiful. It's all together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Very exciting. And it's funny because, like Bree, you were saying also that where we were talking before we started recording about, I was saying that I was going to do this cleanse and start eating differently, and then you were actually on the same wavelength as that too. Like you were thinking of doing the same type of thing, and so many other people, and not even like on purpose, that I talked to, everybody's feeling some kind of pull to change the way that we're consuming food and changing the way that we're looking at eating and stuff. So, and I believe that that's definitely a part of us ascending too. So
I'm getting goosebumps. I couldn't agree more with that. And yeah, it's so interesting because you look at things that are happening with Ian are still also like looking at the connectedness of the collective, and all of us are like feeling and rising. And I mean, how is your ladies' telepathy? Because I know me and you, Marcia, have had some incredible telepathy lately.
Insane.
It was so funny. Before we came on, I was sitting thinking of an old coworker, super sweet lady, and I haven't talked to her for ages. And she messaged me just like the day that I was thinking about her, and I'm just like, oh my goodness! So it's so cool to get these kind of synchronicities yet again and again, and it's becoming almost like every day now. So
I messaged Diane, and what is it that you said? I
Yeah.
just thought about you.
I was like, I just thought of you.
I love it.
So
Yeah.
I just pulled some cards on the energy body and also like what happened after those eclipses and that planetary alignment that just happened. Diane was feeling some of the body aches coming up, and I was feeling like after that big, intense kind of like upliftment, my body aches came back, and yeah, I got confirmation, you guys. It's the balancing, it's the kind of like
Mm.
aligning, right? The lovers is the aligning. It's also freaking a choice too. It's the choice of it's the choice of what you guys were exactly talking about, a choice to eat better, to be more conscious of what you're putting in your temple, right?
Hmm.
And the energies are moving very, very, very fast right now. I feel like there's something on the tip of my tongue. Bree, help me out. What is on the tip of my tongue right now with the chariot? It's like after a decision is made, then everything moves fast.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's kind of, I feel like that chariot too is like going forward with your choice, but it's kind of like your conscious choice, right? We're not just, going through the day-to-day motions, living in zombie mode. And I think that that's, something that when you were talking to in the beginning, Diane, about the empaths, and sometimes we just take everything in from our environment and the people, and then we just put ourselves last, and next thing you know, our health's going down and all these things are happening. And I had so many excuse me, so many situations like that were happening over the last, say, like 10 years. And then I'm like, wow, it's almost like this wake up call when you're not listening to spirit. A big tower moment happens, it directs you on a different path, right? But I
Hmm.
think, yeah, like you said, Marsha, with that chariot, it's like fast. Like I have so much fast moving energy when you
Wow.
said that.
They're
And it's the
both the
choice
fastest cars of the
point.
deck.
Yeah, it's the two of swords. It's sitting on that fence in that choice point.
Two. Holy crap.
Isn't that cool? Hey.
You have your cards too. You said that you pulled tarot. Go grab your cards. And then I also got the wish fulfilled, right? So like it was
Yeah.
confirmation for me that after the energies, yes, our body had to recalibrate, integrate. I want to know if it's like anything around the crystalline body. And one thing around what you said, Diane, about the empaths having to go through, like, I feel like that's a very, very common story of not only empaths, but of starseeds that in our earlier years, we went through it, right?
Oh,
But
yeah, for sure.
oh goodness, yes, we went through it. And then it was through that integration and through that kind of like conquering that kind of journey, our abilities. And I don't know, I can only talk for myself, but I saw the world differently because of the journey in my previous years, in my childhood, my teen years, and my early adult years, right? So I don't look at it now as kind of like a detriment. It was absolutely a gift. It isn't something that I regret, right? It was part of my journey. It made me who I am today, you know?
Exactly, exactly. That's the same with me. And it's interesting because when I was like a little later in life, I found out I was a life path 11, and usually and just like life path 11s, I mean, we're here, we've got big jobs here, but we have to go through this like really difficult period of time.
Yes.
So that it's like, yay, success! I did it. I got through that difficult period, and now we're at this, at the other end of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. I know 11s are very, very energetic, and we have a masterful one here in Bree. So
that's
we
I'm
got
I'm a
awesome.
some.
one life path, but my daughter's an 11 life path.
Oh
So
my gosh! And my
yeah.
son is an 11 as well.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
how old is he?
he's 24.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Awesome.
yeah. So he's in it. He's in the trenches.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
once after the trenches, and tell him that once after the trenches, right? Like there's
Yeah.
so much expansion. And I think that's like the message for all the stars, star seeds, light workers, empaths, is that just hold tight,
Yeah, exactly.
It's,
Exactly.
yeah.
and one thing that's coming through right now is what really helped me kind of understand and expand past the trauma of, like, what did you call it? The trauma-based identity of being an empath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Expand past that and like it is not having to explain what I knew that I couldn't logically explain. It
Mm-hmm.
was just like a feeling. I couldn't logically explain it to anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
But don't try to explain it to anybody, just know it because that's
Exactly.
your intuition.
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
the gap though is when you try to explain it and other people don't believe you because you're so sensitive to other people, then you start doubting your own power, which
Mm-hmm.
was like my path. And thank God it's like, oh, that was painful, man. Like that was hard to get over. I think Bree, you walked through that with me, like always the doubt and the needing to check in and like, oh my
You
God.
are doing like you oh my goodness, like seeing your journey, like we've only kind of been connecting for a few years,
Oh
and
yes,
just
yeah.
seeing, oh my goodness, you are phenomenal, girl. You are doing so great.
My soul
Yay, good
sister.
job.
Yes. I remember that. You'd be like, you would doubt yourself, and you have
So
really
much. It was
overcome.
painful.
You are so great. Like you are incredible. You're such a good tarot reader too. I'm just like amazed, and you get these downloads and these knowings, and I just love watching you grow. It's so cool.
The thing about tarot, though, is it's such a nice kind of like exercise to be able to exercise your intuition. Because for me, it's a little bit about what the cards mean, but it's about like what I get intuitively when I look at these cards. So that has complete, if anybody's out here watching, just pick up a deck if you want to like exercise your intuitive muscle. Pick up a deck and don't really worry too much about what the cards mean. Like, what are they talking to you about? What do the symbols say? Right? What do you feel into the cards? It's all about feeling. And see, there you go. It's all about the feeling. And that is the power of the empath, right? So it's just an amazing journey. So sorry, I just went off on a huge tangent.
That wasn't a huge tangent at all. That was perfect.
What were we actually pulling on? We were pulling on.
The energetic body.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
remembers. All right, who's got their cards? I would like to know about the crystalline body. Is that a thing that's happening right now, right? Have you
It
heard that?
is.
Yeah. So tell me what you think.
Um, I don't know a lot about that right now. What? Oh my. Sorry.
Mm,
My dog is barking.
mm. Sorry if I put you on the spot.
All right, hang on one sec.
Mm.
I'll be right back. My dogs are barking.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess what I can kind of, dive into here too is it's funny because I did a mini shuffle too, and I got the exact same cards that we just got earlier, the exact same Eight of Wands, which is fast moving energy with the Two of Wands. And then
Yeah.
I had the Ace of Pentacles too. So and it's interesting because through our meditations and stuff recently, I'm seeing so much with the spine, the DNA, and looking at the energetic bodies that are switching and changing. And I feel like with this, it's absolutely sharing a lot about the acceleration of our biology, of our bodies, of everything, right? And I think a big thing is for us to still be adaptable, be open, to be curious about how we're moving through our day consciously as well, right? But I do have, yes, so an acceleration with this happening, and I do see this being a gradual process as we are, and that's what I think when we were talking about in the beginning too, how people are just feeling like changing things up, especially with their diet. And it's not even just like, oh, I'm just going to do it to feel healthier, but I feel like it's to elevate our bodies, our energies, and so are those channels are more clear even throughout the day. It's not just about sitting down and channeling. We are with spirit every step of the day, right?
Yeah.
So I do have a big yes to that. Did you end up pulling cards on the crystalline body, Marcia?
Diane, you go first. But what I wanted to say about your eight of wands is that for me, what came in was the structure of the body, right? Like the codes, the structure, the DNA. It's all kind of like revamping, restructuring. So yeah, that's a huge
It's
yes for the crystal body.
exactly. It's like
Yeah.
multiple things. We have the structural strength, we have the electrical structure, we have the mineral storage, we have so much stuff, and there's seeding new opportunities that are coming in as well. But I think that, there is going to be those people that are sitting on the fence and that are not gonna be open to, even when things are plainly sitting like in their eyes, they're gonna still have that blindfold on, and that's just their journey. We can send that unconditional love,
Wow.
right? Not everybody's gonna have the same perspective and same idea, but I think what that's kind of what makes it unique too, and just being able to hold that love for each other through their journey regardless of what it is, right? So I see a lot of like that Eight of Wands. Funny enough, out of the whole deck, I have no idea why, but this is my favorite card. But I think it just talks to me so much about the energetic, like this to me also with the sun, like the rays of the
Yeah.
sun and the
Yeah.
healing from Mother Earth and the upgrades within our bodies, and timelines as well with my Eight of Wands. So beautiful energy anyway coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you have anything, Diane?
Yeah, so about the crystalline body, I used my dragon deck and I got two of
Dragon.
wands.
Oh my God, I can't believe you just said dragon. We were just talking about that today. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
So it was funny because I got like two of wands and the justice,
Oh,
which, two of wands is always like, standing between two identities, it could be, which is exactly where, a lot of us are at. That's where we all are. So, like the old energetic structure versus the new frequencies, that kind of stuff. And it could be about reorganizing, you know.
mhm.
Um, yeah, so it actually goes good with your 8 as well.
Yeah.
So, and then the justice is balance, truth, energetic law, that kind of stuff. So old distortions being corrected. And to get a major with the 2 cards, and I mean, that's like how
Those are
cute
some
it is,
powerful
though.
things. Oh my goodness, that's so beautiful.
Is there an owl on there too?
Yeah, there's an owl.
Oh,
Did you see?
I have my owl over there, but I have a like bit of an owl guide that comes through too, so that really
Oh,
resonates with me.
yeah.
And that is
Yeah.
gorgeous. And I think the justice, what I was hearing when you were talking about the justice was that it's like a destined kind of thing. It's like, I don't know why I want to say karma, but I do want to say destined, right? It's like the destined shift of moving us back into our original divine blueprint.
Exactly. And I think those 2 cards combined actually says that it's kind of like choice and then alignment, right? So
Yeah.
with the 2 and then the justice. So I choose who I become, and then the system reorganizes around the truth.
And then the chariot brings it home.
There you go.
And it's so funny because I had this Wheel of Fortune and it didn't really fall out, but I had it on the back of my deck. And a lot of the times I like to look at the energy there. And I'm like, I'm not sure how this is going to come out yet. But when you kept saying, Marsha, I feel like it's destined. I'm like, oh my goodness, there's the Wheel of Fortune. And it's like looking at the rebirth and the transformation that's happening. New cycles beginning. And then we have those seeding those new cycles with the Ace of Pentacles as well, right?
Oh, nice.
So it looks like there's a lot of these stabilities with change, and the universe is structuring things to move, right? What comes up must come down. It's like that wheel is consistently moving. So I feel like humanity's moving into a absolutely beautiful direction, but they have to make that choice too. And I think for my journey, I feel like responsibility for our experiences is very key.
And
Mhm.
we can always, as within, so without, right? Like we can always look at Mother Earth and what she's going through to kind of mirror what we're going through too. Because there has been a lot of shifts. There has been a lot, like the UK has had an unprecedented amount of rain. tripping over my words. And then like the ground shifting, the earth shifting, and all of those things, which speaks to why our body is kind of like achy and a little bit sore, we're expelling, right? So I'm gonna pick cards on that. Like what is this? The crystalline body expelling? Maybe no. Let's pick on how long is this going to last? Tarot,
How long is what gonna last?
this whole shift, like this
Okay.
body thing, this achiness, like because it feels like we're still at that choice point. Right?
Mm,
Like, how long is that choice point going to be? Wow, this is amazing. I can't believe we're having this conversation because I just wrote in my list of tarot pull ideas.
hmm
What is the difference between the choice point, the splitting, the shift? Is it an inner shift, right? Some people say it's like a complete split. Some people say that we're still in the same physical place. People are on two different timelines. They can see the world in two different places, right? So this conversation kind of moves into that conversation,
It sure
right?
does.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing how things happen? Like that's insane. And there you go. There's that telepathy. There's
Yeah.
that kind of synchronicity, right? So we're still in the choice point. Let's bring it back home. We're still in the choice point. Is this talking about the shift? Ooh, let's pull on that. I'm gonna pull on, is there a shift or is it a split? And then you guys pull on whatever. We'll deep dive in that way. So curious about that. Oh, you're smiling. I love it. Wow. Wow. I'm just going to do 3 cards. Keep it short. Maybe I'll pull another back too. All right. Whoever wants to go first. Right now, I'm feeling like it's kind of like, it's actually what's coming through right now with the Page of Swords is that it's a split, right? And what's splitting us is that thoughts and beliefs, it's the words, it's the mind.
hmm
Yeah. And then we'll have to battle it out within our own self. We'll have to do a little bit of like inner work to figure it out, right? There's the Five of Swords again with the mind.
5 of Swords.
Mhm.
Oof.
And then look, the star.
Oh, this.
So
Oh.
I love
it's
that.
necessary again with the Mother Earth and mirroring us. It's necessary for her to shift. It's necessary for these floods to come to wash. It's necessary for us to go within and figure out our belief systems. Right now, there's a split of people doing that. So that's what I'm getting with that. I want to know what you guys got.
Yeah, I mean for me, I have the King of Cups coming out with the Seven of Pentacles and also the Nine of Cups, but I have a lot of Leo. As I said, I got that Lyran, that Leo energy. And confidence is the key. So I have double Leo here, which is interesting. So we could be looking at some pretty big shifts, especially I get a big July energy with my sevens like multiple times. But I feel like it's gonna like when we look at the collective and humanity as well with where we're heading, I feel like there's still a lot of, maturity, like growing up to do. I mean, we're still at war with each other. And I mean, a lot of us are coming through. I feel like this is us learning how to work with that emotional mastery, that calm authority. And it's being able to build upon that, working with communities, not being at battle with each other. I do agree with you with like it feels like to me, it's like a split. I mean, there's been so much talk about like the new earth, and I guess I'm not sure how much you guys, or ladies are into Dolores Cannon, but when I did my quantum healing hypnotherapy with her course there, she talks a lot about those earth splitting as well, right? And a lot of people are like, what does that look like? Is there a new earth, right? But I feel like there's a big transition, and there's a lot of people sitting on that that line, right? And that's why I feel like from my perspective, let me know what you ladies think, but I think that is so important to even be curious. Like, you got that Page of Swords with the collective, and that's my curiosity card. Be curious about maybe your resistances or why something continues to happen. Because for me, the curiosity and asking those questions, even if, you know, sometimes you're like, sometimes the truth hurts, but you need to ask those questions and really dive deep into your heart. And I feel like that's what the collective is doing. We're looking at that emotional mastery and building upon new belief systems, and then we have wishes being fulfilled here.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, it's 10 of Cups. Look at that. So even through the darkness, there's lots of, okay, one more thing. Through the darkness, we have underneath it my sovereignty card, the Nine of Pentacles, and that's my favorite card when I'm looking at stuff like that, because it shows our like inner sovereignty and the ability to be able to be free, right? Yeah.
That absolutely resonates for sure.
That is so cool. So my deck, we got the Fool.
Yay. Loves a
So
fool.
yeah, I mean, that's so, you know, fresh starts, new beginnings, you know, as we're seeing the split and just letting that, you know, it's about changing direction rather than, you know, so I can see that being more of a split than a shift, because you get to choose your direction that you go into, right? So
yeah.
And also I got the same. I got Page of Swords. So, you know, that adds like curiosity and, you know, new information, things being rethought, that kind of stuff. So, new phase, and then people figuring it out, talking about it and understanding it, you know? So it's all, I don't know what it says about timing, because I know you mentioned something about timing, but I through all of our cards, I didn't feel anything that pointed towards timing. It's just talking about sovereignty and choices and new beginnings. So I think that we just might have to let go of how long this is going to take and how long we're in this, and just, you know, remember just to stay firm in our own sovereignty and our own choices, and to help the collective, you know, hopefully move towards this better energy that's waiting for us.
I love that you said that. I think that is so perfect, because so many times everyone's like, I want to know a time, right?
Yeah.
But everyone's on their own journey as well. And I feel like we can see so many like big shifts happening. But again, we have to tune inward. When we're doing our inner work, we're still helping that outer world. So
Exactly.
very key. It's like very key to look inside.
Yeah. And none of our cards gave us any, you know,
Gloom.
even though we put the intention out there, it gave us all really strong cards to move into, you know, really positive, you know, really positive stuff. And so I think that was a good message for us, to just not to worry about the timing, because divine is always the timing, right? So
all the cards.
And just like that was that one card with confidence is the key, but we have that be bold and make the first move. Yeah, and I think that really talks about, instead of just saying, okay, well, what's this person doing, and what's the collective doing, and what's happening in politics, and it's just like, well, maybe let's just tune inwards and make our first conscious move to our journey and what we're striving for on our goals and our values and choices, right? So yeah, that's nice.
Very fun.
I feel like the cards were actually pointing to the fact that it's an inside job. Yet again, one of the messages that always keeps coming through is that exactly what Bree just said, right? Don't worry about other people, and don't worry that if it's a split or a shift, it's just like balance yourself. And you can really feel when you're in your center, you like right now, it's more intense, right? It's more powerful, it's more noticeable. When you come back into your center, I actually feel charging. Like I feel like I'm charging up. when I sit in my center. When I'm driving, I do it when I'm driving a lot.
Yeah,
I just come into my
I was gonna say, I
center.
know that's your time where you channel a lot when you drive,
Oh
actually.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm.
Because it's like that hypnotic state, right? Like
Oh yeah.
I'm still aware. Don't think like I'm
No,
hypnotized.
no, it's a good
No.
place to do that for sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like right now, everything where I'm at right now, everything's like 10 minutes away. So I don't get the long drives that I used.
The dippers. Hello.
Oh,
Oh,
I think we lost Marcia.
oh.
That was very interesting.
Did you hear a guy's
I
voice
was
come
gonna
on?
say I hear a guy's voice. How interesting was that? I wonder
That
if
was,
it's still recording. But if Marcia's recording, then that was so bizarre, girl.
that is really strange.
Has
Girl,
happened.
did
That
you
was
hear? Do you have anyone in the room with you? Is there
no.
a man there?
There was a man's
There was a
voice that came
man's
out.
voice that came out.
I'm getting such goosebumps right
So am
now.
I. And we're like, me and Diane
No.
were like, did you hear it's like a man's voice? You didn't hear that, Marcia?
No. Hi, sorry about that, everybody. I just got kicked out of the room. I had no idea what happened, but then when I came back in, it was still recording. These ladies were still talking, and they had actually heard a voice, a man's voice saying dipper, dipper. So we're just excited to kind of like see what we can find through the energies, like what happened intuitively. I'm thinking like it's the Galactics or you know how that's happened before when I was watching Elena Denon and she was talking and then some weird voice came through and then they were channeling and it was one of the people that were listening to the conversation to the YouTube. I don't know if you follow all this, Diane. The guy was
No. But actually, Marcia, do you remember the time that you caught that on one of my videos as well?
Yes.
Yeah, and then it was saying hello. It was like this really yeah, and it was on one of my videos, videos like from December or something. And we were talking on the phone. You were freaking out. You're like, listen at this time. And then it was like you could literally hear. And you know what it ended up being when I slowed it down to find out? It was saying, "Hey, Red." And what that is my son's father had passed away, and he always called me Red. So I feel like that that was clearly who it was. So yeah.
And what did I say to you that day? I was look into it, it's your guide or something like that.
Yeah, that's what you were, because you're like, oh my gosh, and you listen to it like 3 or 4 times, and you're like, yeah, you were super excited about it, and then I listened to it, and I was like, holy shit, it's so true, it was so right on there.
Wow.
But yeah, that's what it ended up being, because it said, "Hey, Red," and then there was something else that was said that I can't quite remember, but at least I know who it was that was there. So it's kind of cool how they can use these, technologies to really come through, right?
I
So
believe it. I believe it. The veils are thinning too. Like
yeah,
that is exactly what we were talking about before. The veils are thinning, the shift is happening, So let's pull cards and see who that actually was. And Diane, use your mediumship, your
okay.
connection. Yeah. Okay.
I did pull some cards on that already because I was super curious as soon as we ended. And I don't have a bad energy, actually. It was quite interesting. So I have that Fool card. Again, yeah, with that four. Did I already share this? Am I having
You
a
shared it.
I was like, wait a minute. I feel like I'm seeing
You
a
shared it with
playback.
me. You
Did I
shared
already
it with
talk?
me. Yeah, but
Okay,
it wasn't recorded. So share it again.
okay. Okay, I'll share it again then. So I had the Fool card with the Four of Swords and I had the Star. So it's funny how you said Galactics, but I do think the Fool card is a representation of, again, that could be a glitch or unexpected interruption, which it was, right? Something randomly coming in here. The Four of Swords feels like a bit of like a background noise or like an auto bleed or something like a standby energy, right? And then this is also my card for technology. So that could be the signals traveling through, space, broadcasting, interference, the transmission. And on the back of my deck, I have that Page of Cups too, which is messages coming in. So it was kind of interesting that you're like, oh, is it the Galactics? And I do have that star. But one more thing I want to share is I don't know if the word was dipper, but that was what I heard. And when I see the star card, I just see all the stars, and what comes to me is like the Big Dipper or like the constellation, the
Oh,
Dipper.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's fun.
that's what I'm like. Oh, weird. We have the star card coming out. So that's, I feel like a transmission that was like a bleed through that came through. But it doesn't look like anything scary or anything like that.
It doesn't
Pretty
feel
good
like that.
cards.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like nefarious or anything. It actually feels very watchful, observant, like loving, even, you could even say. Yeah, that's what it feels like.
hmm
Yeah. Are you still getting?
Um, well, it's interesting because I'm getting like as even it was a man's voice, it was more of a like nurturing to me too as
Yes.
well. So
Yes.
like and then when I pulled the Empress, I'm like, okay, so because that's such a feminine, but it's also nurturing energy, intuition, creative, life-giving force. And then the Eight of Pentacles, you know, what would the Eight of Pentacles be trying to say in a heightened intuition, sensitivity, stay
It's
calm.
eights are really also karmic and really kind of destined for me too. So it's like the destiny that that's exactly what it is, you guys. It's like the destiny, the watchers, the guiders, whatever, and then connecting to the earth, right? The pentacles are the earth. That's what I get from the Eight of Pentacles right there. And that's what's coming through right now. Yeah.
We actually have
Um,
been getting a lot of eight energy tonight. Well, we've been
hmm
chatting with that Eight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles, right?
mhm.
And
Interesting.
pages, lots of pages I've noticed
Yeah.
too.
I also think, oh my God, goodness, I got the Eight of Cups too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What?
And then the lovers, and I feel like that like us three together, and I know I said it just randomly before we even started, let's the divine feminine just kind of like come in and chit chat and let spirit lead us. There
hmm
is a power to that, right? The power of three, also
hmm
with the divine feminine, and then like it's amplifying us, it's
The
amplifying our connection.
the eight is power. It's a power number, right? So it's amplifying that connection.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
like it.
And like the guys are good, but they're like the guys are amazing, and we're fusing into one with using the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and making it something different, right? And fusing into one. But there is something very special when the divine feminine comes together, and we do collabs like this, and yeah, it's beautiful, it's magical. I love it.
hmm
And I also got the Knight of Cups too, and that's like my Christed card, right? So I don't
mm
feel any nefariousness
No.
at all. Like it feels really, really nice, like loving and
Yeah.
guiding. Yeah. Ooh.
So cool.
So where were we before that actually kind of happened? What were we talking about?
Well, yeah, what were we talking?
Oh my goodness.
Don't even know at this point.
I mean,
Um,
we did go over a little bit of the crystalline bodies, and we were
mhm.
talking about kind of that shift with the collective.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
Sovereignty. The shift
Yeah.
happens from within.
Sovereignty,
Mm-hmm. Let go of the time, focus
yes.
more on the internal journey, as within, so without, right? And then
Mhm.
just happened. So yeah, thank you for watching over us and being here with us. Bree always gets all these orbs.
I was thinking, I was gonna say, if there's anyone here, I sometimes capture some really cool stuff on camera, so we'll see if anything wants to come in, but
Yes.
yeah.
And I've been opening, kind of like meditating and pulling down the white light in my house, and my room's almost set up. So I'm going to use this as a meditation room and pull down the white pillar of light in this room. And yeah, it's going to be so fun.
I want to show. You were saying you get lots of things on camera and stuff, and I as well.
Yeah.
And something about me that I'm I have a fairy soul. And actually, I'm one of my, and I've always sort of known this about myself. But in my I had a QHHT done, like quantum hypnosis. You know what it is, right? Quantum healing
That's right.
hypnosis technique. Dolores Cannon. Anyways, and in that, I talked about like my soul and being a fairy soul. And they were like, because I was an old Irish soul, so I do see a lot and feel a lot of the nature elements and the nature elementals and the spirits and stuff. But I also catch them on camera quite often. And I have one. I was in Arizona.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of orbs and stuff in Arizona. However, I don't often see a lot of fairies unless I'm actually like in Sedona. But this one, she, oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you. Just give me 1 second to pull it up. I should have favored it because it was like you could see the full form of the fairy. Here we go. It was there it is. I don't know if you can you see that?
I can see a little bit. Yes, I can see
I can see it.
oh my goodness, that's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so I mean, wow. And I could sort of see it without the camera, which is why I pulled out the camera. And then when the camera hit it made the shine of it, and then it's kind of disappeared quickly after that. But it was really cool to see.
Wow, that is so
Yeah.
cool.
This is such a
I
Go
have a
ahead.
really cool photo too of a fairy that I caught like a couple years ago.
Oh!
And I thought that I favored it as well, and it's not coming up.
Yeah, we gotta
Oh,
learn to favorite these or like put it in a file that's just like camera.
right.
Yeah.
fairies.
So I'll see if I can. You can almost see. I'll see if I can. It's almost like you could see the face and then like the wings too of it.
Oh, totally. Where did you capture her?
It was in my place. I was connecting with a fairy and I went out and I was like, hey, I have no plants, like no greenery. So they were like, go get some plants. So I set up like little plants and I made a little like fairy area.
Oh,
And then
lovely.
she appeared. It was the
Oh
coolest
my
thing.
gosh.
And then out of nowhere, I'm not a good artist, but I had so much fun recently connecting. I'm like, I'm gonna do a fairy.
Oh my
So I did a little
goodness.
fairy,
She's
and
so beautiful.
yes, I started connecting with them because in my closet, I seen this fairy with my eyes multiple times, and this was not too long ago. This one was a little bit recent. And I opened my eyes. I'm like, what in the world? Like, I could see this fairy just hovering in my closet. It only lasted for like a couple seconds, but then I'm like, wow, that is so cool. And then it led me to like do a little fun fairy.
Oh, that is beautiful. That is I have so much greenery and fairy doors and fairies. Like it is fairy
so
wonderland in my
I love it. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited that you have that cool fairy connection too.
Yeah. Well,
Awesome.
and even knowing like, and it's funny because the in my QHHT they didn't really go into too much detail about the fairy life. It was just mostly like like that I was, and the reason why I've come into this life in anyways, it's just such a long story, but anyways, the Irish connection, right? And it gave me my adoption story, which was I was supposed to be with this one family, but they weren't Irish. So I had to be born because I have this Irish soul, this really old Irish soul that needed the Irish blood for this physical life. And so in order for that to happen, I had to be born to this one mother and then be given to another mother. Yeah. So it was really interesting how that all came about. But even as a fairy, of course, because I was a fairy in the Irelands is what they called it. So
Yeah.
and then they said
that is
lots
so
of
cool.
mischief.
I love
But
it.
I do have memories, like because I work with the Akasha and stuff like that. So I can actually, like, I've had memories of that, but there's still not a lot. Like, I don't have a lot of, you know, memories of it, but I have I have enough to know what it's like and how the fairies exist, and that's the there's no moms or dads or anything like that, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's really fun, and I love being a
So
fairy.
cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have that mystical energy.
Yeah.
So today I was like thinking of different things, and dragons came in, and then the dragons led to the fairies, right? And then it's like, are these things like the veil is thinning? Are they coming back?
Hmm.
Oh,
They want to. It's if you go into the forest and you do some forest bathing and you sit there with them, they will. It's not quite. It's not the time yet. There's other things that have to start being discovered. They are doing their work,
yeah,
and very close. The veil is thinning on all sorts of things, but other things need to be revealed. Other things need to be, in order for them to start coming out. Because as soon as, things start coming out, galactic stuff and the
yeah,
aliens and
yeah,
all of
yeah.
our lovely cosmic
Mysteries.
neighbors.
Yeah, yeah,
Once us as a humans start to understand that, and it comes out as truth, then we're going to see that happening more with the elementals, the Sasquatch, the fairies,
I believe
all of them.
yeah.
Will all be coexisting, and we'll be able to see them coming in and out of the veil. They'll feel a lot more safer to come in and out freely, right?
Yeah. And a
Yeah.
lot of stuff around the inner earth has been calling so much. I
Hmm.
feel like that is fully connected. And I just picked cards as you were talking. So it's like a lot of things have to happen before it comes out. And this is the Emperor, right? It's talking to me about the old structures and also about like
Mm.
where humanity is at. Are we ready to be able to not flip out when we see a fairy coming
Hmm.
through the veil, right? And
And
then
believe it. That's the thing, is like, you see it. Do you believe it?
oh,
Because
you
if
guys
you,
did.
yeah. But the more people that believe that, then the more they'll be there, because, it's just a collective energy that allows that veil to, you know,
Exactly.
so
Yes, I totally resonate with what you're saying. Exactly.
yeah.
It is truly a magical world, and I just cannot wait for it because, like, I feel it, it's like the
Hmm.
eyes don't see it yet.
Hmm.
The impressions see it. I can, my feelings see it, right? It's just the eyes and the physical senses don't see it yet. But
Hmm.
and then all these things, you don't know if it's AI now or not AI, but then you see all these reels and you wonder if it's like actually happening, but it doesn't,
Hmm.
again, that message, it doesn't matter what's happening on the outside, it's
Hmm.
coming to the inside and like balancing, centering, and knowing. I love what you
Exactly.
said. Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what's in a reel. You go to the forest yourself and you make your own reel, right? With your mind and your belief and your love, because that's where they are. They're there. I mean, all the elementals are there, and they're working with Mother Earth. That's their job, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, And connecting with the Archangel Ariel too. She's the one that is like the fairy and the animals and the nature angel. So
And Ariel has red hair. And so I have Ariel the mermaid. And
yeah.
the mermaids are also coming back. The Page of Pentacles, right?
Oh.
Yeah, it's a new way, and the Success card. And I
Mm-hmm.
just, every time I pull this card, my eyes get drawn to that wreath, that circle wreath, that 0 point,
I
right?
love that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, what a great conversation.
I don't know how we went from that to the elementals, but that's good. I'm always all about it.
Awesome.
So Bree does QHHT. Anybody in Vancouver wants a QHHT session, you can find Bree at Readings at Bree. Don't forget to check out this amazing workshop. I might even come to Diane. I'm
Okay,
interested.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so I will post Diane's link in the description. I will try to attempt to Google Drive this recording to the both of you ladies, so you can do whatever you want to do with it. And I think I feel another kind of conversation coming up between you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was
let's do
fun. This
it.
was not. It felt good. Felt
Yeah.
natural. Felt awesome.
Yes. So let's try to prepare something. Maybe next month or something. We'll come back together and
Yeah, I love that.
yeah, and talk about fairies and stuff. And if you
So you
guys,
do QHHT? You do that?
Yeah, I do QHHT. Originally, that was my plan to kind of direct my energy and intention into doing that, for full time and to really dive into it. But I've kind of like, I do find it does take a lot out of you. It is a little exhausting, but it is super rewarding. So haven't done a session in a little while, but I've done a session with Marsha. I've got a few under my belt now, and it's been some pretty interesting, like some have been wild rides for sure, right? And really diving into that. So it's an incredible technique. But I'm always open to like diving in and experimenting and trying. So yeah, if anybody is interested and wanting to come by, I'm just an intern. I think they call it the interns, right? Because you need so many sessions or hours. So
right, to do it.
So I have taken all the levels, but I haven't gotten enough I haven't pursued it enough to do
The hours.
The hours. So I just do it for kind of fun, or if anyone's interested to kind of dive deeper and talk deeper, then yeah, if it's meant to be, I'm totally down to connect.
yes,
Do it. If I'm telling you, if anybody's listening, like QHHT was just one of the most, it was such a profound experience for me. So
Wow.
really put a lot of things into perspective. So get in contact with Bree.
yeah, she picked up on one of my lifetimes that I was like one of those England daughters of like this I don't know what they call landowner, and I was supposed to marry this guy, and I didn't like him, and I was made to marry him, and then he killed me, and so
Wow, that was rude.
yeah. And so now it explains like I just have this thing, and I don't want to get married, and I just not into it, right? So it totally explained that, like where that kind of phobia came from. It really does. It gives you like a perspective. Yeah.
It feels good, right? Like, I mean, there's been like when you get something, even though you've been working on it, but there's something sort of subconsciously that's still pinging, like why did this and why is that? And then when you get a confirmation through your own subconscious that's coming forward, and it's like, oh, and then you can just, oh, okay,
And yeah,
know?
harmonize it and move
Yeah.
on. Close the book, close the chapter.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we work with the Akashic records. Hey, I do that as well. So do you do readings as well for the
I don't,
Akashic records?
Akasha, me?
Yeah. Mhm.
No, I just know how to do my own. I don't know. I mean, I could do other people's, but I'm not trained to do other people's. So
Mhm.
I'm more medium. For other people, it's more medium and, getting in contact with loved ones and stuff like that. that's where my like working with other people is. But I can definitely, I've done my own Akashic before. So
That's so cool.
yeah.
And there was this one time where there was this railroad by my house, and I was bringing down the white light and sending the disembodied spirits back. And you were one of the people that I was like, well, I don't know what's happening or what's going on, but this is what I'm doing. And then she was so calm about it. She was just send them home, just send them home. Yeah, that was
Wow.
a big experience.
Yeah, I think you told me about that because you said there ended up being a lot of souls on that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And then I stopped doing it because there was like a couple weird incidences that happened, and then it just kind of tripped me out a little bit. But I don't feel like I drive past that railroad all the time, and I feel like it's clear.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
it's clear now. So thank you so much for hanging out, and we will definitely do another Divine Feminine collaboration between all our channels, and definitely check out these beautiful, amazing women and all their offerings and that workshop. Yeah.
Yay. And you're gonna post because Bree, I don't follow you, so maybe we can on YouTube if you want to
connect, for sure.
Okay.
I will connect. This is one of the things I love doing in my life is connecting people. So I will send a text message to the both of you ladies and connect you guys in that way. And I will bow out from that text message because it's kind of weird.
That's awesome.
Marsha.
All right.
Well,
okay. Well, thank you so much. That was so much fun. I really enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing you all next month.
Yes.
We hope you enjoyed our video. And if you're curious about who we are as Source Energy Collective, you're welcome to visit us at sourceenergycollective.com. We are a global collective of independent practitioners, each sharing our own unique offerings, including private tarot readings, energetic recalibration for the energy body and home, energy healing sessions, and Vedic and numerology reports. We also host a free public Telegram community where we stay connected, share updates, post links to our live gatherings, and support each other through our spiritual journeys. You can find all of our work and practitioner information on our website, sourceenergycollective.com, and explore what feels aligned to you. We look so forward to hearing from you. Love, Source Energy Collective.